You celebrate your life. Celebrate the good and the bad, the happy, the sad, the joy and the pain, the sun and the rain. Celebrate life. Celebrate your life with love.
Hola, hello beloveds. My name is Sunshine Daye and welcome to A Spiritual Remedy. It is my joy to be here with you today to support you on your road of recovery, those things that laying down those weapons of mass distraction. You know, I see a world where clean and sober people, where people who are seeking spirituality are living their best life and loving it. And what I get an opportunity to do is to provide spiritual tools and loving support for your personal transformation. Let's say hello to a few people who are already on. Thank you so much for joining us today. We got Nancy out of Long Beach. What's up, Nancy? Nancy, what do you say? You say it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a great day. No, not just a good day. It's going to be a great day. I love that. Thank you so much for being with us today, Nancy. And of course, beloved Jan Ford. Hey, so glad that you're with us today, Jan. I definitely want to know what it is that you want to talk about. And I definitely want to talk today a little bit about a life worth living. Last week, we talked about spiritual practices and I introduced this idea of a life worth living. And so today I want to follow up with, finding fulfillment and purpose and looking at, like what happens once we're sober. Now, whether you're already sober or whether you're considering a path to sobriety, what I really want to talk about is this idea that sobriety is having a clear mind. And whether it's food, drugs, alcohol, whether it's drama that you need to get sober from, right? Whether it's being addicted to cell phones or sex or gambling or shopping, whatever it is, whatever the weapon of mass distraction is, whatever that thing is that is distracting you from living your best life, as you lay it down, as you get sober from those things, whether it's sick relationships or whatever it is. Hey, Michelle, so glad to have you with us this morning. Whatever it is that we're putting aside, having a practice and having a life worth living, and then finding fulfillment in your life is going to be key and is going to be important. And one of the ways that I have found fulfillment in my life is by embracing a practice that is in the secular world seen and called mindfulness. Now, what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is simply involves you being fully present in the moment. Like, I am right here, right now. For me, I'm the one speaking with you. And for you, like being fully present is being right here, watching and listening and seeking to understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, being fully accounted for and having the experience of listening and having the opportunity to be fully present. Like this practice of being fully present, it enables us to let go of the past. It enables us to let go of the future. So now we don't have to worry about the future. We don't have to worry about the past. And it offers this sense of peace and serenity, which, by the way, coming up on Sunday is my workshop, Unpacking the Serenity Prayer. And it is going to be the bomb. You need to be there. Check out the link below that will get you that opportunity to register. And to incorporate this mindfulness in order to feel this sense of peace and serenity, it starts with like a daily practice like meditation or deep breathing, or simply paying close attention to the sensations that you're feeling and what's happening in your surrounding world. So for me, like, how do you stay present? Go ahead and put it in the chat. How is it that you practice staying present? For me, sometimes I do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I've shared this with you a few times before, but it's definitely worth repeating. And the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is this. It's, 5 things that I see. Like, in getting present and being mindful when I am future tripping, or in getting mindful when I'm worried about what I should have told old girl when she said such and such and such and such. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like, when I'm in the past, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm busy off in my head. Let me be fully present. Name 5 things that I see. So I see my cell phone. I see the light. I see my microphone. I see my camera. I see my laptop. It brings me into the room. It brings me into my present moment. Name 4 things that I hear. Well, I hear my voice. If I do that, I hear myself clapping. I can hear some birds chirping. And I hear the dishwasher going. See, 4 things that I could hear. It brings me, again, fully present. 3 things that I can smell. I have incense burning, so I can smell my incense. And I have a scented lotion, so I smell my lotion. And drinking coffee, I can smell my coffee. Again, it brings me right here, closer, right? 2 things that I can touch. I can touch my chin and my skin, and I can touch my hands. And then 1 thing I can taste. I can still taste the coffee in my mouth. And I don't know if you notice how even just my whole sense of being changed in that moment, right? Michelle, you've done 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We've done it together, and that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 brings me present. And what I do after that is I take another step. And that is a step of gratitude, of becoming grateful after I do that, because now I'm here, and I move into this sense of thanksgiving and gratitude for having my 5 senses, for being able to see and to listen and to taste and to touch and to smell. And, Michelle has something to say about that. She says, when I really need to ground myself, I close my eyes for just a moment and focus on my breathing. I have to remind myself to breathe and let go. Usually it's when I'm trying to control things. I'm a control freak too. And I love that idea of, closing your eyes and breathing. In other words, shutting off the outside world and getting into this present moment. And the breath is also something, a mindfulness practice that really helps us to become present and to have that sense of, in this moment, all my needs are met. In this moment, I am okay. The other practice that I wanted to talk about is a practice of being of service and in service. Before we jump off into that, I want to hear what Jan has to say. And she says, when I find myself mentally going into the past and or the future, I close my eyes and follow my breath. This practice brings me back to the now. I'm realizing the past and the future is my ego. Isn't it? Isn't it always ego edging God out? And now when we get mindful, the ego is right size. So then we're entertaining God only. We're entertaining the presence and the power and the magnitude of being right here, right now. And that's why it's called the present, because it's a gift. And when we're busy in the future or we're busy in the past, we're not being present and we're not recognizing the gift that we have in this moment. Nancy says, engaging in the language of the heart with another person. Yeah, when we're in communication with another person, we have this opportunity to listen and to be present with them. And the language of the heart is like my heart connecting to your heart. And so I appreciate how the three of you are coming together to talk about your mindfulness practices, because that is exactly how you create a life worth living. That is exactly how you find purpose. That is exactly how you find fulfillment and joy in recovery, right? After you lay down those things that have been distracting you, you get an opportunity to be fully present, to then simply ask, like, what is this next yet to be? In the next couple of minutes before we put in a cap to our show, I did want to talk about service. I want to talk about service from this place of when we recognize that we're fully present and we're in the state of gratitude of all the things that we have, the things that we no longer have, the things that are coming forth. There's this opportunity for us to be in service to and for one another and with one another. And that service is really coming from a place of overflow. And when I mean overflow, I'm really saying is that I pause and I recognize that I can share something. I can help someone else. And the thing is that it's not really even help, but it is contributing to another person. And that's the word that I like, because sometimes my ego gets caught up in I'm helping you, and so I'm all of that and a bag of chips. But in actuality, service really comes from this sense of I am contributing to the pot. I'm contributing to, the salad that we're making. I'm contributing to the meal. I am contributing to the fulfillment and the richness of our life. And there's just something awesome and profound as I'm finding fulfillment and purpose, and as I am living a life worth living, that sense of service comes from my continuous growth. And as a result of my continuous growth, I am contributing to your life, and I'm also contributing to my life. And so, beloveds, as we, pursue a life worth living, after we've laid down our distractions, we have this opportunity to rediscover ourselves on a daily basis. And it's in fact through these mindfulness practices, through gratitude, through breathing, through being present, right, that we find fulfillment and joy. And it's in that joy, it's in that serenity, it's in that sense of fully being that we get to live our best life. Like, I don't know about you, but I didn't get sober to live a boring life. I didn't get sober to just live a mediocre life, a life of mediocrity. It's like I was seeking joy and fulfillment and thrills out there. And that is exactly what I am doing today in recovery, now laying down those things that distracted me from living my best life. Gratitude is a spiritual practice. So as you text me your gratitude list, I will text you mine. We do this on a weekly basis. And so please be sure to send me your gratitude list. And also please be sure to sign up for this Sunday's workshop. It's a 2-hour workshop. We're going to unpack the Serenity Prayer. We're going to have fun. You don't have to be scared. I know it's Halloween. You don't have to be scared about unpacking the Serenity Prayer to find your best life. I encourage you to be there with me. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next week, know that you are loved. I mean it this time. Bye for now.
You celebrate.
Thanks for tuning in to A Spiritual Remedy. Use the links in the description for prayer requests, to donate to Be That Spiritual Learning Center, and to join our mailing list. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And you can visit us at vidaslc.org for more information.